With COVID raging across the world again, there may be another lockdown. There may be another quarantine. And this may be our chance to get a do-over. A chance to do over what we didn't get to do the first lockdown in this next lockdown. And with that said, there have been a lot of tone-deaf comments going around about what people have the ability to do during their quarantine and lockdown time, and I want to address that as well. Stick around. Hey YouTube, it's Teddy Ewing, educating you on entrepreneurship, your hustling, your grind, and building generational wealth. And we're going to call that trifecta financial freedom. I want financial freedom for you, I want financial freedom for me, and I want us all to win. Let's talk about COVID and a potential lockdown. I know I'm in Egypt and it's picking up pace. It's picking up pace here. It's picking up pace all across the Middle East. I know it's obviously picking up pace in the US as well. And I don't know where that's going to lead. This isn't a vaccine debate. This is just this is happening debate. And we have to be prepared for where that's going. With that said, people have made the invalid and incorrect assumption that everyone during this pandemic has miraculously had more time, more clarity, more mental space to do the things they always wish they could have done. And that's tone deaf. It's tone deaf because a lot of people are forced into their homes to work, telework, and their homes weren't really capable of doing the telework. Whether it was a space issue, a Wi-Fi issue, a technology issue, they didn't have the computers, laptop, whatever. And then people got kids. I got kids, all right? Luckily and thankfully, I had the financial stability to be able to hire someone to help with my kids while I'm working during the day, but everyone doesn't have that luxury. So you force someone at home to work who doesn't have the money to hire a nanny or a tutor or some kind of assistant to help their kids, and especially their young kids, through homeschool. I'm talking there were 5 and 6-year-olds that were being homeschooled, that were doing school, their normal school at home. So it's not homeschool, but I don't know what they've called it, but it's crazy. And it was probably stressful. Then you have couples who may have both been at home trying to telework and they only have one office or no offices, and they got kids and they're all taking up space in their house. So this hasn't been a blessing for everyone, okay? So let's not come at it from that perspective, but I'm gonna come at it from my perspective. And my perspective as this pandemic was an opportunity I needed so badly. I found so much mental clarity in myself, my future, my goals, especially during the beginning of the pandemic and even until now, where I'm still on a partial telework but not full telework status. I have a list of 3 things that I'd like to see you accomplish should we lock down again, but it's basically just your what if scenario, if anything like this happens again, maybe what you want to accomplish. And this is, cognizant of the fact that everyone's circumstances are different. Everyone's not living my life. You don't have the things I have, and I don't think you do. So if this doesn't apply to you, then don't take it for you. Move on. But if it does apply to you, please listen and take heed. So the first thing I would like for everyone to come up with is, what if the lockdown occurs again? Like, have a mental, if not written down plan as to what you would do this time or differently or the same if we're locked down again. So if they tell you have to be in your house again for the next month, 30 days or longer, how are you going to work? How are you going to care for your kids? How are you going to make sure they get the education they need? How are you going to afford that thing? If you are able to focus on yourself more than your family or extraneous people, then what are you going to do? How are you going to optimize that time? Like, I have about an hour and a half back and forth commute, so an hour and a half total, sometimes up to 2 hours commute into work. So that's 2 hours I get back. What do I get to do at that time? What will I do with that extra time? 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, 10 hours a week, more than 40 hours a month. How can I optimize that? Y'all know I think about money a lot. I think about making it, I think about building it, I think about passing it on to my children, I think about optimizing it. So what can I do? What audiobooks can I do? What more products can I offer on my website? What new topics can I talk about on YouTube? I mean, I'm thinking about all that, and I want you to think about it too. Also consider your circle. If your circle is weak, the people around you are weak, and come a time where you need them, like during the pandemic or we're all trapped in our homes, and they're not there to help you or offer you a shoulder to cry on, if they're not on the same plan, like with the distancing themselves from other people like you are, so you don't know where they've been, who they've been talking to, and if they're wearing masks doing it, then you need to reevaluate your circle. Reevaluate your circle. And the reason I say that is if they can't be there for you when you need them, then you don't really need them around when you don't need them, right? So do a little bit of house cleaning and reevaluation of your circle, because I will always stress you need like-minded people around you at all times, that you can control your surroundings. Like-minded people will take you farther. Unlike-minded people will hold you back and sometimes bring you down. The second thing I want you to think about if we're on lockdown again, or if another opportunity presents itself similar to this one, is how you can capitalize. Whether that's learning how to meditate, that's getting your stretching routine in, that's getting healthier, losing weight, eating better, figuring out ways to invest, coming up with an investment strategy, an investment plan, getting a cryptocurrency, buy my course, it's only open to the 15th. Whatever that means for you, you do that thing and you have a plan for it. Think about it beforehand, because what's going to happen is even if you don't get the opportunity to be quarantined again, I'm saying that like the positive thing, positive or negative, if there is no other lockdown or no other quarantine, and you've really prioritized what you want, you're going to find time and a way to do that within what you have going on now. And you're not going to wait till some ominous things happen in the few years. So set your priorities, and then your own self is going to want to achieve those goals, and you don't have to wait some event like a pandemic to make it happen. And the third thing I want you to do is take observation of your surroundings. During the pandemic, I noticed a lot of things, and I'm always on that business mindset, entrepreneur mindset, making money mindset. I'm just always looking and people watching. And when I was in Houston for a good part of the pandemic last year, we were in a high-rise hotel, and the office building across from where I was almost empty. During the day, at night, it was empty. There was a huge food court in there. It was near Discovery Green, and a lot of the restaurant owners had to close up shop permanently because they weren't making enough money. So it let me know how many people used to be in that building. I wondered what happened to the building owner, like the capital investment company, I'm sure, that owned that building. I thought about the fact that companies were able to exist and sometimes thrive doing telework. So the fact that they're bringing their employees back into the office is more of a show than it is a necessity, right? If they were thriving without the people there, then why do you want them back in? I noticed that Amazon trucks were still rolling everywhere. So people were still buying things and having them delivered to their house. People were getting invested in the stock market more. People were getting invested in cryptocurrency more because it surged. So if that's going to happen again, you want to get in now before the surge and not after. I noticed a lot of things. So take stock of what you see and what you can observe, and extrapolate that out to when it happens again, and maybe how you can position your money to make money in the process before it happens again. So position yourself to potentially make money before it happens again. And these are not hard and true. These are not all the things you can do, but these are definitely something I want you to look at. Should we end up in another lockdown, quarantine situation, I want you to be thinking about these things beforehand. And you have to do this in life. Just think about it beforehand. The what ifs, if it happens, what you can do, how you can capitalize, how you can make money, how you can improve yourself. This is all part of investing in yourself at least 1% a day to reach your exponential greatness. And I'm gonna start adding this one on there too. You've got choices. You have choices. You have options. Do those options. Use those options. This is Teddy Ewing signing out.